Welcome, everyone, to the World Session for September 24th, 2024. Happy birthday to some people that are close to me today. Hope you have a great one. And what we're going to do today is work with that festering resentment that kind of sits all over our beautiful planet. So we have this beautiful planet that can take care of itself. And yeah, we're going to let that energy through a scalar wave. A scalar wave is a omnidirectional wave, much like the ripple in the pond. I'm going to run it in 3 dimensions. So imagine scalar wave making the entire planet. So, almost like an atomic movement. And we've got that atomic movement going from the center, where from, the birth of the Bible and the story of Cain and Abel, we have the beginnings of resentment, because when they wrote the story, obviously they understood that resentment was part of us as humans and showed us how that resentment could result. So it's something we're going to use today. Take a deep breath and just experience all of history that comes in from your 8th chakra, all of history, and those resentments that have resulted in terrible moments, whether it's within a family, a society, a community, a city, within a country itself, and between countries. Just acknowledge it, and then we're going to allow it to dissipate. But you cannot avoid any of it. If you try to not look at a part, you will never be able to come to a place of deep, sincere compassion, love, and acceptance. So I'm acknowledging any part of me, even those parts that might be subconscious and unconscious, that require my love. Any part of me, anyone I know, and the entire planet, any part of us that is filled with resentment, we're just going to acknowledge it. Give it space. The more you resist something, the more it persists. So here we're acknowledging it so it can be free to dissipate and go into the core of the planet and be recycled. Energy is energy. Yeah, we can talk about negative and positive poles, etc. But in the end, all energy is energy. So you can let it out and it'll just become beautiful, clean energy, especially with Mother Earth. She's going to clear it out for us. Nice deep breath again. Feel your core, or really your midline. Actually, I didn't mean core. You're going to think of core muscles. Think of your midline starting from above the crown. It's about, because your pranic tube is 1 hand's length above the crown and 1 hand's length below your perineum. That's the beginning. So your pranic tube is about the thumb and middle finger. So that's going to be its circumference. And that's how high it goes. And it goes right through your body. So you could feel that universal life force energy. Okay, I'm definitely feeling it. It's already cleaning out those nooks and crannies of fear, paranoia, and resentment. Because no matter what, we might resent that someone is trying to have authority over us. Just like Cain was upset that God said, when you don't do well, why should you be resentful? Shouldn't you be told you're not doing well? Shouldn't you be told you're not doing well? Of course. Of course we should be told we're not doing well. It's for our own good. It's not a criticism. It is you can do better to better your life, better your offspring, better every generation that is to come. If you can't take some form of, I shouldn't say criticism, critique would be a better word, not criticism. Criticism sounds like I criticize your clothing. Who cares about your clothing? A critique that could help you out. I get critiques every day on my videos and I try to improve them. It's great. Thank you, everyone who gives me those critiques. Thank you, thank you. It's not criticism. Okay, so breathe into the lower abdomen. We're going straight to the second chakra, and we're going to dip into the first chakra right through the midline of the perineum, go out through the pranic tube, also to the root, through into the root of the earth. And just, you might even feel your energy just wind itself like a lasso around the core and let it cleanse you. We're going to sit for a few moments while it cleanses you. And remember, you can do this while you think of people you love, but more importantly, people you disagree with, people you dislike, people you think are not nice or bad for you. Those are the ones you want to really connect with and acknowledge and support them so that we can open up opportunity to be able to have a dialogue. Okay, you might feel the genitals opening up too, which is wonderful. For women, it is the yoni that expands and brings in, the yoni is very much something that creates life, but it's super, super rejecting and destructive. That's why the uterus is a great detoxifier. Oh, that feels so good. So acknowledging that we can reject something. And of course we must. If someone, throws poison on you, it'd be a good idea if you duck and run away. If they try to throw poison on you, it's a really good idea. Whew. Okay, we've got some rebellious chi coming up, and that is the stomach, spleen, pancreas. This is for digestion, integration, synthesis, and syzygy. There's also some processing, like processing feces, and making sure the small intestine is really strong. So the epithelial cells of the small intestine need to be able to move those poisons and ensure they do not go through the small intestine and into the omentum, so they don't travel to your body. There needs to be that rejection going on. There needs to be that discernment, that certainty in the small intestine. The heart supports it. The heart is the yin, the small intestine yang, and they support that discernment. And breathe again. Every cell opening to the light. So I thought we were going to do this as we are the light workers. It's actually happening the opposite. All light workers are coming to meet with us. This includes Michael and Raphael, Usui Takada, Hayashi. So you may feel bliss in the cells of your skin. You might just be feeling some bliss. If you're not, you might want to touch the crown chakra, and this point back here, just in and around there is our bliss center. You could just hold those points if you're not feeling that bliss, just to activate those bliss centers. We've got the septal region, accumbens, and you might want to just notice your heart so that we can elevate some of the dopamine. So if you're low in dopamine, this is going to help raise the dopamine levels and the ability to synthesize dopamine in the body, mind, and the brain. And those light workers are coming in And they're touching those areas on your body that might be dark, they might be shadowy, whether it's disease, whether it's toxin, whether it's consciousness, doesn't matter. You might notice what it is. I'm feeling a toxin coming out of the upper part of my right scapula. I'm just helping you out just to notice things. I'm feeling a consciousness coming out of my small intestine, the consciousness being I should not reject anything or anyone. And there's a lot of fear attached to it. And the small intestine does not like that. The small intestine goes, that's very dangerous to you if you don't reject certain things. And there we go. It's going right up to the crown, going to the top surface area of the cortical brain now, really communicating with that crown chakra. Your crown chakra is opening up. And those of you who wish to receive better messages from divinity, please tap this link in. We're going to clarify the gut brain entirely, not just the small intestine, so that we have a stronger sense of intuition. And we're going to separate the mind's need to interpret intuition. So you can have a stronger sense of that's my intuition. Intuition just is a strong sense. But a lot of people say, oh, my intuition is saying, and right away, no, that's too mishmashed with the brain, with thoughts. So it's just noticing when intuition speaks so that you can have an evolution of interpretation, but that's a very complex story. And maybe you could join me and Monica Marzak for a course on that. We're planning it. We're putting it together. It's not ready yet, but you can ask us if you want to join. Okay, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on in the genital area, which I find fascinating. I'm just going to go a little off topic here, but there is a huge conflict for us aging women. Now, I read a book, I can't remember the name of the book, many, many years ago. I was 17 or 18, and she talks about we start going through menopause the minute we start menstruating. And I thought, wow, well, that's great. So if anybody knows the name of that book or the author, please, I lent it to someone and it's completely gone. But if you ever hear it, please send a note and let me know which book it is. In any case, we are going through it throughout our lives. So this isn't just for aging women, but because the genitals are coming up and the I'm not going to say everything on here, so in case it gets censored, but you probably are feeling what I'm talking about. What we want to do is take out some of the fear of aging, and then be able to help, because we're in a process in history where we're living a lot longer, and the body hasn't adapted to have a longer menstrual cycle, to have longer time to have babies. Maybe in the future we'll be able to have babies at, if AI doesn't take over and robots don't take over and it isn't in a test tube, maybe there's a possibility of evolution for us women where we could be my age, 65 years old, and be able to have a kid. You never know. It would be nice. I know there was a famous actress who did have a baby, got pregnant at 65, I think. Anyway, I forget her name. Yeah, you know who it is, but I can't. You have to write it for me in the chat because I don't want your. Bougeot was her name? No, it was something else. Anyway, I think she had some French name. In any case, these things are all possible. But for now, let's support evolution. We're going to support evolution. So this is mostly for women, but remember, men, you're going to have parallels going on here. So your brain will be able to deal with whatever it needs to deal with reduced levels of testosterone. Sperm count can be really difficult. Also, estrogen medications in water, right? In our water sources, you have too much estrogen that's in food, etc. So Oh, this really feels good. So all we need to do, I think you know where your pituitary is. It's like this. If you drew an intersection that way, forward and back, and they hit, you'd hit your pituitary. There's a connection to the hypothalamus, super important. It's just a little bit lower, and the pineal a little bit, tiny little bit up. I'm making very grand gestures. So we're just going to focus on those three and ask them or tell them, I'm commanding them to organize in light of aging, because we're aging, we have belief systems about aging, and we also have, the environmental concerns, but we can tell this part of the body to evolve a little quicker. I don't know, every person it'll be different, but we can ask for a little bit of evolution so that we get the, for some of us women, there's dryness. Our skin gets dry everywhere. We lose collagen. So I just want to improve the capacity for synthesis of collagen. Wow, it's just vibrating in the genital area. It's just crazy. I'm like blown away. So whatever we're doing, and I thank all of you to be here with me to help bring, a greater sense of, I'm gonna say it, peace to the planet. Not demanding peace, because we want to be careful not to create too strong of an imbalance. But the first thing that we need is a balancing of our own belief systems. There isn't one that's better than the other. They're all just beliefs. What's really important is coming from the place of no thing, of no effort, no thing, no effort, no thing, no effort. And then life ensues. I mean, I am. There is no more. No thing, no effort, I am. That is the only place we can be. And then everything is love. Love is not a feeling. Love is not an emotion. It is the animating force of the divine. That was totally channeled. I don't know if that's true or false. I'm just saying it. So you guys, you can do your research on it, bring back. I don't know if that's true or false. Let's breathe, tap, and God bless everyone. Just God bless. And I hope that we all remain in our very, very centered place, centered, balanced. I don't know what word to use, but a place where I am and there is no thing. Love you all and thank you.